Greetings and welcome to another episode of heCast, the official podcast of He Changed It. My name is Mike Chisholm. I am super excited about the podcast today because we have one of the founders. We keep talking about this team of people who are building He Changed It, this small yet feisty team. Joel Day. I am so grateful that you are taking time out of your busy day to get out of your comfort zone. This is something you do not like doing, but you are here, and we're going to talk a little bit about. We're going to bring some faces to the gigantic He Changed It machine, and yours is one of the main faces. Thank you very much for taking time to be here.
You're welcome.
Going back to the purpose for He Changed It. If He Changed It could do one thing, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but if He Changed It could do one thing, it could solve one problem, what would you want that problem to be?
The biggest thing would just being allowing men specifically, obviously, to just open up and let people feel comfortable in the fact that they're not alone. So anyone going through this sort of stuff knows that there's options,
right?
That there's someone always to talk to, that there is other people, as much as it can feel like you're alone and you're the only one going through this, that there is things around. There is other people going through this.
There's a commonality, awareness that that person is not alone. No matter what it is they're going through, they're not alone.
Yeah, and I think it's seen as, at least for men, I think it's seen as, or at least in the past, it's been seen as a weakness to have mental health issues. And so being able to break those things down, where it's because suffer in silence, and then
as Candace and Shannon kind of laid out what He Changed It is going to do and wants to accomplish. What are some of the things that hit you personally?
Well, there's a lot, even just me personally, and it's been, well, even just the last few years, it's been a very stressful few years. But even just within my own family, there's diagnoses of depression that are very hard and heavy for those people involved. And so being aware that and how we let those family members know that we're here, and because clinical depression is even totally different than
right.
what a lot of us, like I'm not clinically depressed, but we all have just really crappy days too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's like a giant spectrum of what everyone goes through on those sorts of fronts.
And you hear about this, the 3 out of 4 suicides being men. And you think about, I know, Candace, we haven't put it up yet, but there is a very high-ranking military official, and you've probably seen the clip already, and we're figuring out how that's going to be integrated and we can use it. A high-ranking Canadian official in the military, who is the person that is basically the buck stops at when it comes to PTSD, when it comes to the after effects of war in the soldiers, and how many of them have committed suicide, and how horrible of a thing it is. And we've got the quote of him saying, and every single one of them have died with a phone in their pocket.
Yeah.
And you think about that, and you think about this new world that we're living in right now, and people like your cousin and some of these other folks that are just lost, even lost for a time, sometimes can lead to horrible decisions. And what if there was some sort of a resource to help them?
Yeah, and especially when you have no idea.
Yes. The unawareness of what's going on.
Yeah, it makes it so much worse.
And that's when that commonality that you spoke about earlier is so effective. When that awareness is there, where you're like, oh God, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Sometimes that takes the edge right off what some of those horrible decisions or those horrible options could be. It takes the edge off of them because you're not alone. You're not the only person that's ever gone through this.
Yeah.
And I think that that's part of what you guys are tapping. And I keep saying you guys, but your team, you and Candace and Shannon, what you're tapping into is that there is this desire in men to help when we can help. When we've gone through something, we're really willing to give advice. And isn't that a vulnerability too? Like,
for sure. And I think so much of it too is even because stuff like this can happen in your lives, and you'll see people post all over Facebook or any other social, and it's like, I'm always here to listen, and because people don't know what else to do, and it's a really great thing. But I see the other side of it where it's very like, why, if you're going through that, it's very difficult to reach out, especially to someone in your family or someone that close, can actually be that much harder to reach out to.
Right.
And especially when you don't want to worry anyone else and stuff as well, right? So I think that's one of the things too, is just knowing that it's really the idea around the platform of making sure that there is that community side of it, is making sure that people are aware that there's always someone who's going to be on there and listening.
Yeah.
So if you do just need to come on, and that's the important side of whether we have both, you can remain anonymous and you can just come in and talk and just let things, and someone will just listen.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the mentality of the whole thing, is that you're able to leave something and take something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like, you know what? I've been through something similar and this helped me. It might not help you, but this helped me.
I'm really excited that you are the guy who is helming this part of the He Changed It movement that's going to happen, the empire that's being built. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here, Joel. We appreciate it so much. And that's it. We're going to close it off right now. I'm still thinking about a catchphrase to finish off with. Hey, I'm Mike Chisholm for He Changed It. Change it up. I don't know. Is that it? Go change something. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Probably not. But, we'll throw things against the wall and something's going to stick at some point. In the meantime, for heCast, the official He Changed It podcast, I am Mike Chisholm. Thanks for giving us part of your time. Cheers.